State Affairs with Edmondo Bilo is live.
The program is State Affairs. I am Edmondo Bilo. My guest is the Commissioner of Information, Oyo State, Prince Dotun Oyelade. Prince Oyelade, it's good to have you on State Affairs.
It's equally my pleasure, Edmond. It's been a while, isn't it?
Yes. How is Oyo State?
Well, Oyo State is okay. Oyo State is good. But as you very well know, the definition of governance is essentially crisis management. Just last week, during the handing over the commissioning of 100 security vans and vehicles for the security architecture of Oyo State, all the service chiefs present, including the GOC, that is the General Officer commanding two divisions of the Nigerian Army, the Garrison Commander, the Commissioner of Police, for the state, the Commander of the Nigerian Air Force and Air Commodore, all of them in unison agreed that Oyo State is the most peaceful state in Nigeria. They were categorical about that. But on Tuesday, something happened.
Yes, something devastating happened. An explosion that rocked the city. It shook the foundation of the city. Mr. Commissioner, what happened?
Well, on a personal note, Edmond, I was at dinner with my wife, and then we had the explosion, a boom. It was extraordinary. And in the press release I issued the following day, the very night, I said it was an uncommon explosion. I made a few calls, and everybody, no one got the hang of it until news trickled in. What happened in the main was that we established that somebody who is in the business of mining in Oyo State resides amongst the people at Bodija and illegally, insensitively stores explosives in the residence, in the neighborhood of a peace-loving, aging people, heavily populated area at Bodija. So that was what happened. At the end of the day, we found out that there had been serial storage of these dangerous facilities for years, probably 2015, because some of the documents we found showed transactions. I must say, legitimate transactions in the procurement license to procure explosives for the mining business. But the question is, where should it be stored? Definitely not in the midst of the people. And that's the result that we saw.
Who is this person?
In specific details, I am unable to give you the details of the person because investigations are ongoing. And this is not the usual balance. Investigation in the product preemptive sense is ongoing. Because as I talk to you, the security men are tapping sources. We suspect that that may not be the only place where explosives, dangerous devices are being stored. So we are sensitizing the people. We are going around. We are working on information, on tips being given to us, going around so that we are telling people, when you see something, say something. So it's a little bit hasty. In the next couple of days, the full details will be out officially. You can be sure about that. Edmond?
Who is the owner of the house in question?
The house belongs to a retiree, okay, who doesn't stay there anymore. I think the owner is abroad, but the house was let to the individual whose name we will not be in a position to give you all other details because it's constructive investigation going on as I talk to you. Now, but I need to say something, Edmond.
Okay.
You know, in the middle of December, the state governor had been working on a particular project. It is called Operation Stillwater. He's been working with the Nigerian Air Force, with the permission of Abuja, the federal government, of course. The governor has been working with the army and, of course, our own local architecture here, the Amotekun and Operation Burst. We've been working together to comb the Oyo National Park of illegal miners who resided there. So for many weeks, all these security men were there with the full encouragement of the state government to ensure that they are rooted, you know, especially because of occurrences like this. And I can report to you that that operation was successfully carried out by all the security arms I've described. As a matter of fact, the day the state government had its annual Christmas mega chorus day, which was December 21, the governor attended in the evening. And by 10 o'clock, around midnight actually, he left for Igbeti, the location of the operation, to root out all these illegal miners. He got there at 4:30 a.m. Okay? When he got there, all the security leaders were already waiting for him, the GOC, the commanders, and he was briefed. The operation was carried out and it was very successful. So it is a preemptive measure and it is a symptom and a sign that out of his own good judgment, he had been able to see ahead and to be proactive in ensuring that illegal miners do not fester in this horizon. Unfortunately, we had what we had last Tuesday night.
Yes, I saw a video of you covering that operation in the Okyogun axis. Were any of these illegal miners arrested in that operation?
Yes, about a dozen of them.
Who are they? Where are they from?
Mostly from the north.
They are Nigerians?
Not all of them, but you will permit me not to speak about any form of fatality. It is not in my purview to so do.
These illegal miners, who are those behind them?
Let's call them businessmen. But the truth of the matter is, yes, they are here in Oyo State, and they use, they are very dangerous people, well armed and prosperous, rich. Don't forget that they are not only in Oyo State, they are in ports of other states, even in the southwest, because it is anywhere they can find these mineral resources that they go to. They are in Oshun area, for instance. They have literally taken over the economy and the place. We are not going to allow that to happen here. That's the resolution of His Excellency, Governor Seyi Makinde.
Mr. Commissioner, what are
what notice that we have been very active in terms of showing physical empathy to these our brothers and sisters who are falling victim of a crime that they know nothing about. Many people are in accommodations, hotel accommodations, and in one or two other estates, accommodations provided by the state government just to provide temporary succor. We cater for our people, our brethren who are equally in hospitals. We stretch them across 4 or 5 different hospitals in Ibadan, and they are responding. We have recorded 5 fatalities as it is, and even though 77 people were initially hospitalized, quite a number of them have been discharged. And we provide food, and we have an emergency situation room at the Housing Corporation, which has a very sprawling premises. And we put canopies there. And people, since day before yesterday, since the incident, they've been going there to register. The landlords, the residents, we want to know the extent of their losses, and verifiable ones at that. So we have emergency experts out there together with our own men who are monitoring the situation, and people are turning up. The area is an educated environment. You have professors, you have very learned people out there, unfortunately, but they are responding. And the governor is taking these proactive stances in order to mitigate the unfortunate incident. Edmond?
Yes, you said 5 persons lost their lives. Are we expecting more loss as excavators clear the scene of the explosion?
Well, it's not the kind of news that one will enthusiastically declare. But the truth of the matter is we have to face the stark reality that people have died, that more or some of the missing people may have to be declared dead at the end of the day.
Some are insinuating that this might be a terrorist attack.
Yes, we had that. In fact, we had far more disturbing insinuations and rumor. But as the governor said at the press conference he held day before yesterday with the security chiefs, no, we are very scientific about it. You know that in the past 4.5 years, you have been here, the governor deals and runs his administration on the basis of data and science. And that this philosophy does not preclude what's going on now.
Illegal miners are tapping from state resources, mineral resources. How come the states are not tapping from that resources?
That's a very pertinent question and equally paradoxical. We think it is unfair, and His Excellency is pursuing this very vigorously. As I talk to you, He's been in Abuja since yesterday on the same mission. Just as we were to start the press conference with the security chiefs, the president put a call through to him, and they spoke in empathy to the situation at hand. So, it is a law that must have to be reworked, because mineral resources of the states, the mineral resources reside in the states, and the states should partake in whatever comes therefrom. It should not be the sole responsibility of the federal government. The state is the first, has the facility that will first be affected in case of anything, just like we are witnessing now. Equally, you find heavy lorries, trucks, different heavy facilities, and different health hazards in these communities. The trucks ply our roads to carry the minerals. They spoil the road. All this, we are not even allowed to tax them. So we are thinking that, and His Excellency is very resolute about this, something has to give. In this regard, 3 months ago, the governor signed an executive order that makes mineral resources a prime economic focus of our state. A director general had been appointed for the body, the Oyo State Mineral Resources Agency. Okay, that shows just how serious we are about tapping resources that reside in our state. And very actively, the governor has been speaking to his colleagues in Abuja, and we are hoping very, very excitedly that something will happen very soon. We've already started investing on this, and the Director General, Mr. Bioduni, who knows his onions, has been up to the task, briefing the governor all the time and looking for areas of cooperation, not only at the national level, but internationally.
Are you reassuring the people of Oyo State that they are safe?
Definitely. We want the people of Oyo State to know that in the past 4.5 years, we have not had such a jolting violence of this nature before. What is the cause? We already know. Anybody will agree that it is really not the government wouldn't be blamed for a guy who decides to do his dangerous business in the midst of the people. It's like using people as human shields. So we assure them, just like the security chiefs had done only last week, that Oyo State will remain the most peaceful state in Nigeria. We'd like to retain that appellation to ourselves, and we are working towards it. This is an aberration, and we assure the people that we are on top of it. On top of it. Thank you.
Please, Dr. Oyelade, thank you for featuring on State Affairs.
My pleasure being with you again, Edmond Obilo. Thank you.